Hello VC. I got a few records to show you today, but before I start, I actually have a little bit of a rant. In all the videos I've made, I've never really had a rant. I never criticized anything, anyone, but I think this time these people deserve a bit of a rant. And so these next comments are directed to the United States Postal Service, in specific the Jamaica, New York International Distribution Center, where parcels are sorted for international distribution. And what I like to say to the individuals that work at that facility, Canada is not a part of France. Canada and France are two unique, distinct countries. They're not even close to each other. France is in Europe, and Canada is 400 miles north of you. Now, I know if you look at the names, both countries have the letters A, N, and C. That might confuse you a little bit, but if you look real close, you can distinguish a difference between Canada and France. Also, I realize that we speak French in both countries, but in Canada we also speak English. So other than that, that's it for similarities. It's pretty hard to confuse the countries. After all, France has the Eiffel Tower. Canada has the CN Tower. France, they play soccer, or football as they call it over there. Here in Canada, we play hockey. In France, they eat croissants and drink wine. And here in Canada, we eat beaver tails and drink Molson's. So it's pretty hard to confuse the two countries. So next time you see a parcel and marked on it Canada, don't send it to France. Okay, that's wrong. Oh well, what can you do? I checked the online reviews of that distribution center in Jamaica, New York, and it turns out that facility is a complete horror show. I think they score 1 star out of 5, and that's only because you can't give 0 stars. I was speaking with the individual who mailed the album to me, and he's in Boston, Massachusetts, and he was well aware of this place because he said on another time he sent a record to Japan, so it said Japan on the parcel, and this distribution center in New York sent a package to Switzerland. So there's clearly a bit of a problem there that needs to be fixed. Anyway, just want to clear one thing too. When I said here in Canada we eat beaver tails, I don't mean we eat the tails of those little cute furry rodents. Well, that's not what I'm referring to. Beaver tails are sort of like this pastry made out of flour that's flattened into the shape of a beaver tail, and you put your favorite toppings on and you eat that. So remember, in Canada, we don't eat beaver. So anyway, getting on to the records now. That's my first and probably only rant I'll do. So I got a few records in I'll show. And the first one is an artist that I was a big fan of. And back in the flea market days, I would buy all the records I could find of her. And I was the only one buying her records. It didn't seem like any of my friends who were showing up at the flea market were too interested in her. Typically all her records ended up then in the $2 and $5 bin. And I'm pretty sure I've got most of her albums, But she came out with sort of like I guess a greatest hits or whatever, and I had to get it right away, and it's right here, Nancy Sinatra.
Strawberries, cherries, and an angel's kiss in spring. My summer wine is really made from all these things.
I walked in town on silver spurs that jingle too, a song that I had only sang to just a few. She saw my silver spurs and said, let's pass some time, and I will give to you summer wine. Oh, summer wine.
Strawberries, cherries, and an angel.
Quite an extensive booklet came with that record. 2-record set. Side 1 is Nancy Sinatra, her solo songs, and then sides 2, 3, and 4, predominantly Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood for their duets. Don't know if you call it a greatest hits, but it's a great collection of songs by Nancy Sinatra. If you're a fan of hers, it's worth picking up. It's almost worth picking up just for the booklet. There's a couple other flavors of that release. There's one that was done on like orange swirl vinyl, which was not released in Canada. On Amazon, its European resellers were selling that version, and I think the starting price was $90. And then there was also very limited, I believe, a release which included autographed photo of Nancy Sinatra and a calendar as well. But certainly if you're a Nancy Sinatra fan, it's worth picking up. This next group, I don't have too much by this group. I'm not sure what you would call them. It is maybe shoegaze. But this is Slow Dive, the EP 5. That's on purple vinyl. It might show up dark on the camera there. It was purple vinyl. Great EP, 4 songs, 2 per side. Worth checking out. Of course, and that's a reissue. This next band, Mother Mariposa, I guess it's a little, I'm not sure if you would really classify it as neo-psych, but this particular band, if you're familiar with the group Yellow, who've been around for about 40 years, then you'd be very familiar with this sound. This group is clearly heavily influenced by Yellow.
Scale of life, options weighed. Walk the slums of sweet Bombay. Try and get above the fray. Wasting life, television obey.
Another purple vinyl pressing. So like I was saying, if you're a fan of Yellow, you probably like this music. If you're not too keen on Yellow, you probably won't like this release very much. And speaking of Yellow, I believe they have a 40th anniversary release coming up now very soon, within the next week or two. 40 years of Yellow. I'm not sure if I'll get it because I pretty much got every album they put out, but I'll look and see what it is. So this next band, I really not even sure how to pronounce the name. I don't think I'll try. I'll just show it to you. The very first time I saw this, I thought this was a German band, but it's not. It's a Japanese band. So the hype sticker on this one says like this is a release that's sort of heavily influenced by krautrock. I don't know if I 100% agree with that or not, but this is has the that style, which I think I would pronounce this right, sort of moderate beat, which is sort of like a constant beat that remains constant through the entire song. Some people like it, some people find it very repetitious. I guess it's just really what you're into. But I like the album, certainly. It's pretty affordable for a change on Amazon Canada. This next release, band that's sort of usually associated with industrial music. I have a few of their albums. I'm not a super fan of them because they're a little bit too hard for me usually, but this one, for whatever reason, on Amazon Canada was really priced low, priced to sell, I guess. So I decided to pick it up, and the band is Skinny Puppy.
Everything around me seemed to move in slow motion.
I'm sure all Skinny Puppy fans are well aware of that release. That came out, I think, just before Christmas or something, and I picked it up and was just waiting to get around to showing it. Part of my new releases. This is the last album I'll show today. I was out of the discount bin. I guess it didn't sell very well, and it was on a Neopsych website. And so I can probably see maybe why it didn't sell well on the site, because this band is really not Neopsych. It's more, I don't know, sort of like FM rock, commercial rock, or whatever. To me, the album's a little bit generic. No real standout tracks. It's hard to say. Definitely not a great album, but not a bad album either. And the band is Hurricane Heart Attacks. So that vinyl was translucent gray with some black swirl. So those are the records that I have to show today. Just before closing, there was a rumor on the internet, and you know how everything written on the internet is true. It has to be, so it has to be true. Because we were speaking earlier of beaver tails and beavers. So according to the internet, a group of Canadian beavers decided for this spring break, instead of going to Florida, they would go to Egypt. Upon arriving, they saw a plantation of date palms. Their instincts kicked in, and they chewed all the trees down and made a dam in the nearby canal. And the rest is history. Beavers are back in Canada now in 14-day quarantine. Yeah, it's gotta be true. It's on the internet. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.